So not really a restoration this time, and maybe some improvements. Welcome back to the shop on the channel again. This is going to be probably a series of shorter videos, kind of more bite-sized, not shorts, but not in short format, long format, but short, long format, if that makes any sense. So these things I have laying here on the table saw. This is a front drawer for a sewing machine table. These are the side drawers for a sewing machine table. And this is Mars' sewing machine table. Now, what I need to do is to adapt that center drawer to fit into that sewing machine table. And if you see the two side drawers on the left, I'm going to build the same kind of mounting system to put these two other drawers on the right. Now, the center drawer, the parts are all here. I just have to get some knobs and some springs and whatever, the spring wire for the retaining things. You make more sense later. And eventually the sewing machine table will be brought down here to do the work. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but that is an electric sewing machine. That's a treddle table. It was converted at some point to electric, or electric sewing machine was put on it. The treadle's still there. Don't ever get rid of those treadles. I mean, they're kind of not rare, but they're fun to have. So you'll note that this drawer has this little treatment ear on this side, and there's no ear on this side, but there's a finish on it. So at some point, this got refinished, even though this little ear was missing. So my trick is to duplicate this little ear over to this side. Now it's in a lap joint, and it's proud of the lap joint. So I got to make this in reverse and mount it over here, and then that'll be ready to go in the sewing machine. The drawers, they're identical to the existing drawers in the sewing machine now, except for these are actually left-hand side drawers, not right-hand side drawers. It really doesn't matter. There's 3 holes here. I'm going to clean up this finish, maybe plug the holes. Mara wants some porcelain or the China porcelain white knobs on all 4 of the drawers because it's more traditional, it'll look a little older. So that's what I'm going to do. So step number 1 is we are going to make the ear to go here. And the first thing I want to do is remove the finish that's on this flat here for a better gluing surface to make the duplicate here go here. Now, what I discovered was that although the front of this is symmetric, the back is not. The shelves are, this part here is kind of biased over towards this side. I'll know more about why that is when I get the sewing table down here and start fitting it in. I have to make sure that these slots for the runners are in the right place, because I think this might be from a different sewing machine table, but the vast majority of these things were all built exactly the same. Very little difference. This is the well into the industrial age when this was made. So the tools in use are going to be, first, a Nicholson number 50 pattern file to rough it. Now this is Nicholson makes these in a 50 and a 49. They're pattern makers files, and they have this I don't know if you can see it in camera, but it has this asymmetric pattern. It's not it's a random pattern cut into it, so it doesn't leave a lot of scratch marks behind, but it clears the finish off. So we'll start with that. Bring the camera down. So here we go. We're going to remove the shininess with the Nicholson rasp. Getting down to the wood pretty quickly. This is basically just so that we have a good surface for gluing onto. And to smooth it off a little bit, I use the Auriou Rasp. I'll put a link in the description to these. They're very expensive, but these are some of the finest rasps. I have one. The finest rasp I've ever used in my life. Okay, now that gives me a lot of wood exposed, so the glue will take nicely to this lap joint. The lap joint. Now I want to measure for the blank for this piece, and it is 5 by 2.5. It's 5 by 2.5. And in this case, on this side, the way it's laid out is that this is 3/4 inch. But I'm not sure. Yeah, I can do it at a 3/4 inch or not on this side. It doesn't really matter. I'll use a piece of 3/4 inch wood because, you know, let's go for symmetry. Blade is set. Stop block is set. Everything's set. I'm going to do a nibble off. It's going to take a while because, of course, I'm going 2.5 inches with a tiny little blade. But I'll do a nibble off, and that will give me the rabbet I need. Excuse me, the lap joint I need to fit over that end of the. It's over there somewhere of that little middle drawer. So let me put on my hearing protection and cue the time lapse. Okay, I've got the lap cut for this is going to sit right in here. Oops, nope, that way, this way. And I just got to trim it off for the height up here because I wasn't sure what I needed to do. But so I'll trim that here and then trim the length. Oh, something's wrong here. Something's wrong here. I made a mistake. I have to go back and cut some more stuff. Got it done. I had to cut it deeper than I thought. I mismeasured or something. So now this fits right there like it should with the right dimensions. Now, this original one over here has a cove cut into it. Well, I'll put this on the router table and run a cove all the way down. And I'll cut this to length and then pattern this onto here, and I'll have to, you know, put those two lines in it kind of somehow neatly. I don't know, maybe with a router, not with the router table or whatever, because of course you don't think diagonally across the router table if you can help it. So let me go ahead and it's getting warm in here today. It's warm outside. All right, so let me go ahead and get all that done, and then we'll go ahead. Let's see how much proud have we got? Yeah, perfect. We'll go ahead and cut it to length and do the pattern. Lap. I got the little cove cut in. This is on the outside, and now I need to. So this is going to go like this on this side of the. And so I need to cut. See the line I've got here? That's to remind me what direction the decorative cut has to go. So I take this like this, I take this like this, and I put this up on here and hold it tight and make sure everything's aligned correctly. Press down. Oops. Move. Don't move when I get you ready. Don't move. There we go. And let's draw this out. And there it is. See? And now that I've got the lines drawn, you can see that once it goes on here like that, so I've got this one over here, and this is with the decorative part going out this way. And I'm going to cut that out on the bandsaw and then sweeten it up by hand, but I must say this is pretty roughly done, but I'll try not to be too precise so it kind of matches the other side well. So I finished the ear for the left-hand side. As I said, I cut it out on the bandsaw, sweetened it up with some sanding. The way I cut the little grooves that went across this one here is real simple. I figured out the line that it needed to, angle it had to be at. Took my back saw, did a little notch, and then just used a small gouge. Made the gouge and then sanded it to look like this, which is looks like it's been deeply sanded. So now I'm going to glue this to the drawer, And this drawer will be done except for the finishing. That will come later when everything else is done. So let's go ahead and glue this down. Sure, why don't I just show you that? Nothing special here, just spread some glue out, a little bit of finger work there. Place the part in place. And oh, my clamps are over here. Thought I brought that over here. Here it is, making noise. So, and then clamp it in place. And it's all as it should be. Nice and snuggy and tight. All right, let that dry, and then we'll do the outro. Well, it's all ready to get the clamp off. In that last segment, you saw a little dark clipped corner on the in the video. Yeah, not paying attention. I moved the camera and tipped it down and moved the monitor out of the way, and that was the corner of the monitor. You know, I really got to learn how to do this better. Anyhow, so this is all ready to go. Let's get a close-up look. This is what the original looks like. This is what the replacement looks like. See? See? Now, the stain I used on the chair, which is that gel stain, is going to be perfect for this because it's going to give it that. It's going to give it the same dark color that this has, and the grain looks almost exactly the same. I think this is just this is just pine or sugar pine. Had to do a repair on the table upstairs. I'll discuss that when we bring the table down and start mounting this stuff up. But anyhow, the little drawer that goes in the front of the table is ready to go. So, episode 1 complete. Little simple repair. Most of this is real simple work. I just want to, show you doing another restoration kind of thing. Restoration, addition, update, whatever, to a sewing machine table. I think I've mentioned many times in the past, my wife is a fiber artist, and she does all this wonderful fiber stuff that's black magic to me. Anyhow, so until next time, as always, make great things out of wood and try your hand at doing a restoration.